Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited today, y'all. We are talking about one of my absolute favorite things, being authentic, and how truly stepping into your authenticity is going to allow you to have the most magnificent, prosperous, successful year in 2024. So, jumping right into it, what is authenticity? I feel like authenticity is definitely a hype word right now. It's definitely a word that people just throw out there and nobody's actually explaining like what does it mean to actually show up authentically, to be your authentic self, to be authentic in all spaces and the such. And so for my own life and my own definition, being authentic and living in your authentic nature means that you are living and showing up unfiltered. Now, unfiltered isn't to say that you're going around offending people and just saying things that might be offensive or careless towards others. No, however, you are not allowing the opinions or judgments of others to impact how you want to show up, how you want to walk. It is the moving out of your best interest. So, moving out of your best interest, are you showing up authentically in the morning when you get dressed? And by doing that, are you wearing what makes you feel most confident, what makes you feel comfortable? Or are you wearing what you think is going to be required for the event, what you think is going to be accepted by others? So one, where you're wearing what makes you most comfortable, is you doing what's best for you. But the other is you doing what's best for others. And when you're doing what's best for others, that is not operating out of your authentic nature. And so showing up authentically, living in your authenticity simply means that you are considering, does this work best for me? Is this how I truly want to operate? Or is this how someone told me I should operate? Or is this how I've been taught to operate? Or is this how I'm operating because it seems like it's going to be most acceptable for the others around me? So operating out of your most authentic nature is going to require a very high level of awareness. You truly aren't going to be able to operate in your authenticity in 2024 or ever if you don't actually start questioning yourself. So one thing that you can begin to do to prep for 2024 is to start questioning yourself. Be suspicious of yourself. Why do you wake up at this specific time? Why do you go and make coffee at this time? Why do you go to this coffee shop or over that coffee shop? Why do you wear these clothes over those clothes? Why do you have these beliefs over those beliefs? Literally start questioning yourself. It's probably the best thing that you could ever do to actually evolve and reach new heights and levels for your own life, whether it be in business, relationship, career, whatever. Because when you start to question yourself and the whys of, why are you doing this? Why have you always done this? Why have you always believed this? Why have you always thought this way? Then you will begin to uncover, oh, okay, like this is why. Maybe it was because mom or dad also did this, and this is what I saw growing up. And yeah, it actually still works for me. It actually still benefits me. It's still allowing me to truly show up and not feel restricted or anything like that. But sometimes when we ask ourselves why, you start to realize, I don't like that. I don't like that, girl. Actually, I don't know if this really works for me. And if you get to that point of saying, I don't know if this really works for me, that's where the fun will really begin. Because then you can start to try different things. You can start to implement new routines, new habits, new beliefs, and see if those new routines, habits, or beliefs actually work for you. And if they don't, no worries, because there's a plethora for you to choose from, and not even to choose from, to create from. We'll get into how to come up with new habits, mindsets, and beliefs in a later video, but there's a plethora for you to choose from. And so that's really what it means to show up authentically. Now, in order for you to truly have a successful, magnificent, best year ever in 2024, you are going to need to walk in your authentic nature, in your authenticity at every single moment, from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, from going here, from going there, from going everywhere. You are going to need to walk in your authentic nature. That means you are saying and asking yourself at every single moment, why am I doing this? Why am I choosing this? Why have I chosen this path? Does this really align for me right now? Will this align for the next highest version of myself? Is this decision aligning for the next highest version of myself? Am I doing this out of habit, or am I doing this out of habit or just to appease others? Or am I doing this out of truly representing my own self and what I believe and my desires and, whatever I want to create in my future? So when you move in your day-to-day life, are you actually moving in a way that says, insert your name there. I so-and-so am doing this because it is what works best for me. It is what my body, my soul, my life needs right now. It is what's going to make my body, my soul, my life happy in the future. Or are you doing it because it's going to make Billy Bob over there happy and now you've had to conform or adjust? And this also isn't to say that you can't do things for others. A lot of times I see people talking about operating authentically, but it can honestly, there's a thin line between you operating authentically and operating in what is your best interest, and then also being selfish and being rude or demeaning towards others. And that's not what we want to do here. That's not going to lead you towards any success or happiness. And so don't take this information and apply it as, I can just be selfish and do whatever I want, and other people's interests are thrown out the window and I don't have to be considerate of others. Because no, operating in your authentic nature is not disqualifying you from being considerate towards others, from being kind towards others, from being loving towards others. I think the best thing about operating out of your authentic nature is the fact that authenticity is one of the highest vibrations that you can truly operate out of. Love is like literally the highest energy vibration that you can operate out of, but then authenticity is right there with it. Because when you operate out of your authentic nature, if there's something that doesn't work for me, it simply doesn't work for me. And the way I communicate it, if I am truly aligned and connected with showing up as myself and truly doing what's in my best interest, it's going to be communicated with kindness. It's going to be communicated with love. And other people are going to receive that as kindness, receive that as love. When you operate out of, I get to do this because it's in my best interest and I should always operate out of my best interest and yada, 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 that's not communicated with love. That's not communicated with kindness, and no one's going to receive that with love or with kindness. And now you're operating out of a more prideful energy, a more egotistical energy, and people can feel that. In summary, people can feel that, regardless of what others want to say, we can feel what is being put out energetically. So when you really sit down and think about, well, who is it that I actually am? And how can I be more of her, more of them on a routine basis? As you begin to incorporate that, you are going to begin to emit, literally, because this has happened in my real life, you are going to begin to emit and have this aura of love, of kindness, of compassion, of sincerity for you, and others are going to receive that when they are in your presence. They can't not receive that because that's all you are, because you are operating out of highest alignment with yourself, highest alignment with your soul. And we're not going to get into it. I might be getting a little too deep, y'all. This was supposed to be a little quick episode. But when you are operating out of the highest alignment with yourself, you are truly in the energy of love, in the energy of compassion, in the energy of kindness. And that is absolutely how you are going to achieve, success, achieve prosperity, achieve, having the best year yet. Because when you are in alignment with love, with kindness, with authenticity, or with compassion, with authenticity, Everything that you desire is going to be attracted towards you. You are going to be mesmerizing. And I don't know what's more mesmerizing than truly showing up as your most authentic self. And when I say attracted towards you, that isn't just people, that isn't just literal physical things, but maybe if you're calling in, a relationship, if you're calling in a new career, if you're calling in, a new car, whatever, it's going to be magnetized towards you. It's going to want to be with you in your energy, in your aura, because a kind person, a loving person, a compassionate person, a joyful person, a peaceful person is the most addicting person to be around. Literally. Anyways, I kind of got off track there. If you really want to step into your authentic energy, into your authenticity in 2024, you should start by asking yourself, where am I acting out of habit that is maybe a habit that I didn't, create out of my own self? Maybe it was just something you've been doing since college, or something you've been doing since you started, your career, or something like that. And it's just the thing you do. But if it's just the thing you do, is it really the thing that aligns with who you actually are? Start asking yourself, is this belief serving me? So maybe you believe that you just have to get up and work this job and go about your daily life, and this is all that there might be for life right now until something changes. And things kind of suck, but one day things are going to be better. So right now you just believe that you have to be stuck. I mean, that's not a good belief to have, but reevaluate. But seriously, sit down and start going through your beliefs and your habits and saying, well, how is this really benefiting me? Is this aligning me to love? Is this aligning me to kindness? Is this aligning me to showing up and doing what's in my best interest, aka my authentic nature? Once you begin to do that, you will start to realize that, oh, maybe this doesn't align. Maybe that doesn't align. Maybe this does align, so I'll keep that. And those that don't align, throw them out. Throw them out in the trash, girl, because you don't need them and you don't want to keep them. But when you throw them out, also create new ones. Also create something that says, this is what works for me. This is what benefits me. It might benefit you right now. You might try it out, and then down the line, it might not benefit you. But that's where the fun really happens, because now you get to just try things out. Trial and error, girl. So as you begin to do that, you will start to realize what is true for you, what is not true for you. The more you can align yourself with truth, and when I say truth, this goes all the way down to what is true for you as far as, is this a time I should be waking up in the morning? Is this a good bedtime for me? Is this the diet that aligns with me the most? Are these the people I want to hang around? Is this the type of car that aligns with me the most? I actually had a really interesting experience a few days ago, some time ago, but I love my car, and my car is very reliable, but I honestly, it is no longer representing me authentically. And when I get in my car every time, I just feel this tension. And so I started to realize this car is no longer my truth. The car that I have, that's fine, that's reliable, that is, it keeps on going. It is no longer my truth. And so the only thing I can do now is to recognize that this car is no longer my truth. I haven't yet aligned myself to the vehicle that is true for me, that is connected to my authenticity. So I will keep the car that I currently have, but I know that I will, in research and just day-to-day life, maybe someone will recommend it or something like that, I will eventually align myself to the vehicle that is true for me. I have a long history of trying out different diets and such, and I would go back and forth and say, maybe this diet works, maybe that diet works, maybe, this or that. But it was recently where I started to eat in a certain way that was just very true for me. For years, I tried to be a 6 a.m. girly. I tried to be a 5 a.m. girly. And even just recently, I was like, I really want to be a 6 a.m. girly. But you know what's true for me? Waking up at 7 a.m. That's true for me. I do not have any problem with waking up at 7 a.m. I do not have any resistance, and I do not have any ick or any oh, I wish I would have woke up earlier or anything like that. So that's what's true for me. And that's what I mean by aligning yourself with what is absolutely true for you. So you have to go through and do that in every area of your life. Are you working in a career that's true for you? Are you hanging out with friends that are true for you? Are you wearing clothes that are true for you? And the more you can align yourself with what is true for you, the more you will show up authentically in every single area of your life. The more you show up authentically, the more irresistible you become. The more magnetic you become. The more irresistible you become, the more magnetic you become, the more that all of your greatest desires are attracted to you with ease. The more money comes to you, the more love comes to you, the more friendships come to you, the more whatever it is that you want in this life comes to you without you having to try. And that is truly the beauty of authenticity. And that is how you are actually going to make 2024 your best year and call in your highest level of success and prosperity for 2024. So I highly encourage y'all to try that out. If you are going to decide, if you have decided that you want to be your most authentic self in 2024, let me know in the comments, because I'm going to be so excited for your journey and I want to keep up with you. But you can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn if you'd like to keep up with me and see how I'm showing up as my authentic self and in my authentic nature each and every day in 2024. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need a little boost or encouragement for going into 2024. As always, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.